Hello my dears, welcome back to Let It Cook cooking channel. It's getting more and more autumnal. Let's make a semolina dumpling soup, which most people have trouble with, but actually it's quite simple. For that, we need a proper beef broth. If you want to know how to make it, I'll link it below in the info box. Pepper, salt, egg, durum wheat semolina, chives, a bit of nutmeg, and soft butter. I keep hearing that people have trouble with semolina dumpling soup. I honestly don't really know why. As I said, why? Just stick to the recipe and nothing can go wrong. We need soft butter, and now we have to beat it until it's a bit fluffy. Unfortunately, I don't have a hand mixer. If you have something like that at home, of course use it. I'm going to use a whisk now and beat it until it's really fluffy. You can do it like this. Well, I'd say let it beat for about 5 minutes. I'll need a bit of time for that, and I'll probably start sweating a little, just stirring it a bit. I'll show you in a moment what it looks like. So when it's a bit white and foamy and soft, then we'll add a bit of pepper right away. A good pinch of salt. There's nothing worse than bland semolina dumplings, so salt it well, and a bit of nutmeg. There, not too much. We're only making a very small amount, just like this today. And now I add the egg, a very fresh egg. That's really important. So don't use eggs that have been sitting around forever. Use a really nice fresh egg. Now we beat that into the butter. Yes. Just like that. And now we add the semolina and beat that in as well. Stir it again with the spoon. So that you really have everything mixed everywhere. Yes, and that's how the mixture should look. And when it's like that, just smooth it out in the bowl with the spoon. Yes, just like I'm doing it here now. That's why I use such a big bowl like this. When it's smooth like this, it cools down faster. Then you can keep going right away. Yes, now you put it in the fridge for about 15 minutes so the butter can get cold again, and then we can make the dumplings. Now the mixture is cold, so let's try it out. We just add a handful of salt to the water. Not too little. It's important that the water doesn't boil vigorously. Yes, you just want it to simmer a little, and if it starts to boil, turn it down. Now let's prepare the mixture. Yes, it's nice and cold. That's exactly how it should be. Really nice and firm. And now you go ahead, take 2 identical spoons or 1 large spoon, depending on how big you want your dumplings to be. Always add a little of the mixture. And then always scrape it over the bottom of the spoon like this. Yes, and shape little dumplings like this, they're done. When they don't have any holes anywhere and the corners are nicely shaped. Yes, that's how we want the dumpling to be. And then just put it into the water like this. Yes. And you have to do it with a bit of pressure, yes, so always press a little bit. The semolina dumpling should have 3 sides. Yes, that's something you get better at with practice. Soon you'll get the hang of it. All right, I'll just finish these quickly and then I'll show you. Now the last one. So you can tell after a while you get back into it. Yeah, it's all just a matter of practice. You can also shape them by hand. Today I tried it with spoons. I just think the shape looks nicer. So as you can see, the first ones are already floating up. That looks really good. They're not sticking together. Now we'll cover the pot and let them steep for 10 minutes. One more tip. If you want to make them for the evening because your guests are coming later, just briefly put them in ice water afterwards and then heat them up again in the soup. I'll show you in a moment when they're done. Okay, my friends, they've steeped for 10 minutes, about a quarter hour. I did something else meanwhile. Now watch, I'm taking them out. Just make sure they're not really boiling vigorously now. Yes, otherwise they could fall apart on you. Generally, it's said they can have a lot of water, so don't use a pot that's too small. But if they bump into each other like that, they can lose their shape a bit on the outside and lose some of their filling. Yes, I still had a very nice beef broth left over here, which I had from another video. I'll link it up here for you, showing how to make a proper beef broth, especially for a soup like this. It's really important that you don't just use any bouillon cube. but a proper beef broth. Here I have one with a nice amount of fat. I really like it that way. And now you can decide for yourselves how many of these dumplings you want. I'll take them out now. The guys, maybe I'll make 3 so it looks nice. You have to be careful now. They've obviously gotten a lot bigger. Yes, that's clear. Let's pick out the nicest one for the photo. Well, just about. Now I have a little bit of love here, as we used to say. Just some chopped chives and parsley. I'll sprinkle a bit of it over the rest. A little bit in the middle, and Mark can add a bit of pepper on top now. I always like that, as you might already know, and it looks pretty nice. And now, my dears, as always, I get to dig in nice and carefully. Nothing beats a good meat soup, I'm telling you. Make it yourself and follow the recipe for semolina dumplings. They'll turn out perfect every time. I wish you lots of fun cooking it yourself, and we'll see each other again next week. My dears, take care. Bye. See you.